years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally.
Third-generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Sprint Cup champion.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Awesome Bill, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that sign, boys! Yes!
And the 1991 winner of the Daytona 500 is Ernie Irvan, the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
Morgan McClure Chevrolet honk.
Honk. What's up, everybody? Clean Air Show, Talladega Sunday. Dega! Phil, PL is 29. AJ, One Lug TV over there hitting the garage beer. I see that.
Hey, ain't no better day than to have a garage beer.
Dega.
What's going on, Patrick? Welcome
Patrick,
in.
welcome in.
Twice this week, Patrick. Thanks for joining us. What's up, Phil?
Give me a sec. I got to adjust my volume a little bit. That intro was
you're good.
Was a little loud. I turned it down. Not much, man. Watched some ARCA race yesterday. Dega. Old Cletus putting the top 10 together on 7th. Can't complain about that one.
Damn straight. Looked pretty good too. I mean, for a broken valve spring to finish 10th on a motor that realistically should have blown up.
He said as long as he had a draft, he was good. But as soon as he lost any little bit of draft, that was it. It was over.
Yeah, because I watching it yesterday, I saw him up there in like that main pack. He was up in the lead, like it was like a 13, 14 car pack. He was the last car in that. And then all of a sudden, I did not see him anymore. And I'm like, what the hell happened to him? Saw that he was back to like 20-something, 14 seconds back. And I'm like, Jesus, what? There's no way he lost the draft just like that. So now it makes sense with a broken valve spring. The number 6 valve spring, he specifically said. Yeah, that's a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, and he said the spring literally snapped in half. It was broken in 2 pieces sitting in there.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's wild. Patrick says he feels good about Bubba's chances today. I did put money on Bubba Wallace today.
Oh, you know something? I gotta set the all fantasy lineup before
I did that too, and I used a bunch of people that I have not used this season. Well, within reason. I just want to say welcome in, everybody. We had a little bit of a pop-up show Wednesday to go over all the Rockingham stuff, and Phil graciously let me get on my soapbox for 5 minutes. So if you feel like going back and watching that, at about the 30-minute mark, I went off on a little bit of a tangent. Phil, you still here? You just staring off into the abyss over there? I think we lost Phil, folks. 2 shows in a row we've lost Phil. I need everybody I was going to say I need everybody in the comments right now to give me what Phil's thinking by looking at that. I don't know if I've seen the Riley Herbst scheme yet, Patrick. I don't know if I've seen that yet. I was assuming it would just be the normal monster car. I assumed it would be. Phil lost internet, and that's where he went. So he'll be back in a minute. I guess I can do this here. I'm going to pull up the paint scheme preview. We'll kind of look through it here. Everybody hates this scheme, and I don't know why. The Chastain scheme's nice. The Cindric schemes with they just changed the color for whoever's on the hood. I've never been a fan of. Let's find this Riley Herb scheme though. I'm partial to this one naturally. Where is old Riley? Is it just not the same? Is it not just the same scheme, Patrick, as it always is? Or did I miss something? I might have missed something. I do love the John Hunter Jack Link scheme. Eric Jones with a nice looking car. Arby's back on Cody Ware's car. Patrick, it isn't Monster, it's something else. Well, we'll look this up together. There's one page that will always bring it up. That's the beatbox. I don't got nothing here other than the regular scheme. We can go to X here. I'd probably just spelled that completely wrong, didn't I? I did spell it wrong. I don't know. Maybe 2311's got something on it. I don't know, man. It just looks the same to me. I might be missing some detail on it, though. Unless you're thinking of the beatbox car that was just posted, this one. Because that's a pretty sweet scheme. It's got like a Vans look to me on it. That's what I'm thinking. I guess I can go through 25's car number while I wait for Phil as well. Yeah, probably was the beatbox. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the beatbox one. The beatbox one's pretty sick. Whoa, that is me way too big here. There we go. We'll wait for Phil to get back in here. We'll go through the car number 25 car history. As of the writing of this article, in NASCAR Cup Series competition, the 20, it would probably be accurate. I don't know who the last one to drive the 25 was. In NASCAR Cup Series competition, the 25 car has started 1,317 races with 89 drivers and has 21 wins, 38 poles, 123 top fives, 340 top tens, and 369 DNFs. Jack White competed in the NASCAR strictly stock Grand National Cup races, including one race in the 25. Jack earned his only career win in his only start in the 25. A 100% victory rate in the number. I'll move on to the next driver once Phil gets back here. Lloyd Dane started 6 races in the 25 during the 1956 season and captured one of his 4 career wins during that time. Jabe Thomas was a NASCAR driver from Christiansburg, Virginia, competed in 322 NASCAR events. 306 of them were in the 25 from 1965 to 1978. Ronnie Thomas started 123 of his 197 career races in the number 25. He was a 1978 NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year, edging out Roger Hamby in a race that went down to the wire at the Los Angeles Times 500. Obviously, NASCAR superstar Tim Richmond, the guy who oozes cool. Oozes cool. The definition of cool. Tim Richmond drove the 25 for 37 races from 1986 to 1987, including 9 of his 13 career wins. Richmond joined Hendrick Motorsports in 86, where he teamed up with veteran crew chief Harry Hyde. It took the team until the middle of the season to gel. Richmond suffered a 64-race winless streak that was finally broken at the Vanscoy Diamond Mine 500 at Pocono in 86. Unfortunately, Tim Richmond passed away due to an illness. Moving on, Ken Schrader drove the 25 car in 267 races for Hendrick Motorsports from 1988 to 1996, including 4 wins. His first race, he won the pole for the Daytona 500, beginning a 3-year streak in which he won the pole for that race. After failing to qualify for the following race and purchasing a race car from Buddy Arrington, Schrader won his first career race at the Talladega Die Hard 500 and finished 5th in the final standings. He won his second career cup race the following season at Charlotte Motor Speedway and finished 5th in the standings again. Ricky Craven drove the 25 for Rick Hendrick. 30 starts during the 1997 season. Craven finished in the top 5 in the first 2 races of the season. He finished 3rd in the 1997 Daytona 500 behind his teammates Terry Labonte and Jeff Gordon, giving Hendrick Motorsports a 1-2-3 sweep of the Daytona 500. While practicing for the inaugural Interstate Batteries 500, Craven crashed hard into the wall. He missed 2 races due to a concussion suffered from the wreck. Jack Sprague and Todd Bodine substituted for Craven, driving 1 race each. He won the Winston Open, finished a then career best 19th in points for 97. In 1998, the 25 would be renumbered to the 50 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of NASCAR. After injury issues and poor performances, Craven would be replaced by Wally Dallenbach Jr. Wally Dallenbach drove the car 34 times in 1999. This, again, as following the substitution for Craven. Jerry Nadeau drove the 25 for Rick Hendrick in 81 starts from 2000 to 2002, and he earned his only career win. That was at Atlanta. Following Jerry Nadeau, it was Joe Nemechek. Front row Joe drove the Hendrick 25 for 57 races from 2002 to 2003. He had 1 win in that car, won the Pontiac Excitement 400. Nemechek's then replacement was Brian Vickers. I'm not a big Brian Vickers fan. However, he had 1 win in that 25 car. Then Casey Mears took over the 25. He won the 2007 Coca-Cola 600 in it. Chase Elliott's first career starts came in the 25 in the Cup Series. He then took over the 24. Some notable names that were in that 25 car was Brad Keselowski with 9 starts, Fireball Roberts with 5 starts, Bobby Gerhart had 5 starts, Ned Jarrett 1 start, Buddy Baker 1 start, Rick Hendrick 1 start, and Mark Martin drove it in the 2011 All-Star race. Phil, I was waiting for you to get back to mention one name that drove the 25 car, and that was none other than Dick Linder. Drove the 25 and 19 events from 1950 to 1951, including 3 wins. We had a winning Dick in the 25.
That might be the first winning Dick in a while. Sorry about that. They're doing some work. They're literally building houses right behind mine, and they've been working on cable all week. And they chose a Sunday to be out there working, apparently. And my internet, I got a text. It's like, your internet will be down. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Don't they know that we are filming the greatest NASCAR pre-race show in history on Sundays? Don't they know?
We got it. Oh, we got old Ian Davis in here today.
Ian in here, the 35. They were liking the beatbox Riley Herbst car.
I haven't seen that one.
Tim's Folgers commercial is awesome. Yeah, dude. Tim Richmond just oozed cool. That guy was the
So he owes something. Can't say that.
Oh, Jesus. Phil, I hate to step away for a second, but can you handle some things while I step away for a moment? We have a dog issue right now.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll be right back.
So this week, Talladega, we got, let's see, let me go through the starting lineup here. Big surprise on the pole, Zane Smith, but not a big surprise. Front row, those guys are always strong. Kyle Busch, second. Logano, Priest, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Cindric, Barry, Blaney, Gibbs. Top 10 for Ty Gibbs. He might be making a comeback here. I doubt it, though. Christopher Bell, Cole Custard. I said Custard. He is sponsored by a Custard car this week. That made me. So, Denny Hamlin, Michael McDowell, always good on plate tracks. Gilliland, Byron, Briscoe, Bowman. Got all the B's together again. Allmendinger, Bubba, 20th. Patrick already said he hopes Bubba looks good today. Got a feeling about it. Ty Dillon been looking pretty stout on plate tracks too. Keselowski, Herbst, Suarez, Larson, Reddick, Gregson, Hocevar back there in 28th. Riding the Dente. AJ rode the Dente last night.
I did ride the Dente last night. Dude, those damn Chili's commercials kept popping up during the ARCA race and during the Xfinity race, and I'm like, son of a bitch. You've talked me into it. I'm not a margarita drinker whatsoever. And I was like, you know what? We're riding the Dente tonight.
I'll have one every now and then, but like I was with you, like it caught the old
It caught the eye.
Caught the old peepers, you know.
And if I'm shitting you not, when they brought out that shaker, if that shaker wasn't empty within 15 minutes of them putting it down, bring me another, sir.
And you got John Hunter starting 29th, Chase 30th,
Yeah,
Alfredo. Yeah, he's killing it this week. Alfredo 31st, Ross back there in 32nd as well. No, maybe he'll wreck Chase right at the beginning and get it.
Hey,
over.
I want to ask a question to everybody watching and in the comment section here. What are your thoughts on not having practice at Talladega, at Atlanta, and then I'm assuming at Daytona again in August? What is your thoughts on not having practice? They have practice for the Daytona 500, and I saw the reasoning was because nobody drafts in practice anymore like they used to. But man, I just feel like we'd have a different lineup had we had practice, you know, and guys could work on some things on the car and see what their setup's going to do. You can only simulate so much on the simulator, you know. It doesn't.
I think a lot of it goes back more to relying on notes and stuff from previous than it does like any sim time. Now, I mean, yeah, sometime sure it matters, but I think at a track like that, it goes back to more notes than anything.
Right. Congratulations, Zane Smith, being on the pole, by the way. That was
impressive. Yeah, I said that.
Kyle Busch second, right?
Yeah, Kyle Busch second.
I missed all this because my dog decided to eat a Frisbee this week and just now decided to throw it all up. She ain't the brightest dog.
I had a girl.
She was riding the Dente.
She was riding the Dente.
Oh, man. We talked about the ARCA race a little bit. Lawless Allen getting the victory.
About freaking time he does something.
Because everybody stepped on it coming to the line.
I don't know, man. He's one of those guys, like, he had decent equipment when he was with Nice for a while, but I mean, Nice doesn't do anything unless you're Ross Chastain or Hocevar, in all honesty. Nobody else has done anything in those trucks, but you know,
right.
Honeycutt's run decent.
Patrick, not having practice at the drafting tracks, well, I feel like they should work on setups and things, but it's fine if they just qualify. I don't know. The problem that I mean, obviously you shake down the car, you fire it up in the garage, you get all the fluids running through it, but it'd be nice to avoid some incidents where, you know, a bolt wasn't tightened down or something like that. They don't find it out until the qualifying lap, and now it's now you can throw that away, you know? That's just my outlook on it.
See, I think you'd have a lot less issues with motors and stuff. Think about how early some of these teams are having motor issues in these races. They would develop that if they ran 40 or 50 laps of practice. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think you'd have a lot less stepping on the old PP too.
The PP stepping.
PP stepping, yeah. You know,
Uh,
it's hard when you go to, I mean, you go to a track like Darlington or something with no practice. That track is different every time they hit the surface. You know what I mean? I get,
yeah. Look at Bristol 2 weeks ago. I mean,
yeah,
it's one thing in practice, and then it's a completely different track on race day.
yep. It's one of those things.
Ian ain't no half stepping.
No half step. It's a full on step. Kyle Larson stepped on it a lot. That's why they call him Hung Money.
He stepped on an Indy testing this week.
Saw that, dude. That was a hard hit,
Dude, it was a hard hit. And I don't know. I feel like those cars, they probably, when you're turning them, they probably pull a lot harder to the inside than like, you know, a stock car would.
Yeah.
So I think he just drifted way too far down, hit the concrete, and it literally just sent it back up the track.
Yeah, not hard to do there. I mean, you see everybody do it.
Yeah, he's not the first one to do it. Brother, man, I just find it so hard to watch some ARCA races sometimes. It is, you've got like 10, 15 drivers that kind of have a half clue of what's going on. And then you have the entire rest of the field who either is blowing up on the first lap, finding issues the minute they roll off a pit road, don't know where the brake pedal is.
You had two did not starts yesterday.
Yeah.
Didn't even take the green.
Yeah. Britton Farms, watch out for Kyle Busch today.
I think Kyle's going to be a strong one today. I think he kind of proved it, but at the same time, he's qualified well and then fades and can't draft well.
I've got money on Kyle today too. I placed bets on a couple people.
Put a little out there.
See, here's the thing. You bet on multiple people and make sure that all the wins are more money than what you're betting. It's a guaranteed profit. Xfinity race. I think the Xfinity Super Speedway program package, whatever you want to call it, is bar none the best we have right now.
The blocks were ridiculous.
Oh yeah, dude. There's no way that if they were to block like that on a Sunday, we wouldn't end up with 30 cars completely junked. You know? And the nice thing with Xfinity, and correct me if I'm wrong, their stages are lined up in such a way to where fuel savings not such a big deal, and they're actually going for it the entire time. It's nice to see. It's a breath of fresh air when we come to plate racing. I've already kind of said my piece Wednesday or Thursday about how I feel today's race is going to go. However, that Xfinity product, I knew it the minute they rolled off a pit road. Like, this will be the race of the weekend. And it was. Mm-hmm. It turned out that way. I guess we can fast forward a little bit because Austin Hill, Jesse Love won stages 1 and 2. Looked like another day where the RCR cars were just going to dominate and nobody was going to have anything for them. We had Eric Almirola deciding that he was just going to clear himself up on Catherine Legg. I was waiting for the posts about how it was her fault and this, that, and the other. Didn't come to be. Eric openly blamed his spotter on that one, which it kind of surprised me. I love Cooper. Nice pride hat age. Yeah, I mean prime. Britain was there yesterday. Cletus had lots of fans. Xfinity race was awesome. The Xfinity race is the best product out there.
We talked about it the other night. That man is going to bring a whole wave of fans to the sport that weren't here before. Like, it's fantastic what he's doing for the sport, and his fan group is phenomenal.
I saw a tweet earlier And I'm trying to pull it up. I think it was Adam Stern posted it. But it was about YouTube's subscribers on the NASCAR page. It was either Stern or it was Pockrass. I'm not sure. I'm trying to pull it up. It was Adam Stern who put it up. Yes. NASCAR gained between 20,000 and 30,000 new subscribers on its official YouTube page over the last day after having an in-car camera for Cletus McFarland during yesterday's ARCA race at Talladega. That is 30,000 new people, new eyes on your sport. That is great.
Absolutely.
And the things that, Cletus is doing and Junior and Cletus are collaborating on, Cletus and Biffle, it's nice to see. And I didn't know that Max Pappas had such a involvement in Cletus's NASCAR stuff.
I was going to bring that up. I was watching a video. I want to say it was the front stretch had a video with Max. And I was watching it right before we came on. And he made a custom wheel for him. And he basically said, like, what he's doing for the sport. He's a race car driver that's in a YouTuber's personality. He's like, this guy, the talent he has is unreal.
Right. Cooper says Truck Series is the best series this season. And I will reiterate something I said the other day. When the next gen car goes to tracks where the next gen races are just boring, the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series put on a hell of a show. Always. Ryan, I don't get to watch Xfinity races here due to a local soccer team. That's horseshit.
A bunch of horseshit.
I wonder what gets more views, that local soccer team or the NASCAR race. That's kind of where they should decide what goes on air that day. Back to the Eric Almirola thing. Someone on Twitter, and I sent you this last night, said it best. The guy had 3 business days to get up and decided to do it when it was too late. Max Pappas has espresso with Max like Kenny Wallace has coffee with Kenny on YouTube.
I love Kenny Wallace. Absolutely love him.
Kenny is a treasure. In wrestling terms, Kenny Wallace is our truth.
100%. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
I kind of want to go into the final lap of that Xfinity race yesterday, and Connor Zilich leading as they come out of turn 2. Jesse Love behind Zilich comes down. Zilich follows him down. My initial reaction to this has completely changed since yesterday after watching it back a couple times. I think it was just a racing deal at a super speedway. It was aggressive last lap. However, that lick that Zilich took, that was massive impact.
2 shades of Kyle Busch at Daytona.
That was rough.
Like the impact when they showed the way the nose of the car crunched, it reminded me of Kyle at Daytona when he broke his legs.
Just the flex that safer barrier had when he hit it was just outrageous, man.
Yeah,
like that was.
But that was the difference between the 2 accidents, though.
For sure, 100%.
100%. If there was no barrier down there, he would have been hurt, no doubt about it.
100%. Thankful to see Zilich walk away. We had the controversy there at the end. Who was in the lead when the caution came out? There was 3 drivers. It was Austin Hill, Jesse Love, and Jeb Burton. Every single angle of that finish or that moment of caution that came out, I said all along, it looks like Hill's ahead. It's close, but it looks like Hill's ahead. NASCAR deemed the race winner to be Austin Hill, and Jeb Burton had an interview where I was so confused with what was going on. I'm assuming he was looking at the same images we were, and he's like, well, look at the tire. I'm in front. And I'm like, In no way, shape, or form was your car ever in front of him in any of those pictures.
The side view was tough. Like that was the one that made it hard to make a decision. But when they showed the one straight down the backstretch, and Hill was clearly ahead from that view, and you could tell.
It amazes me that at a track as big as Talladega, we don't have more cameras positioned around to help with this sort of thing. Do you remember? I know NBC does it when they take over for the broadcast, but they have like that zip line camera that goes down the backstretch.
Uh-huh.
That would have been the perfect scenario for that camera to be used yesterday.
In the day and age of drones, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Look at the stuff. We talked about it when we were at Cletus's show at the Freedom Factory. That drone operator was running that freaking drone just as fast as the race cars. He was like running down the straightaway with them, staying right with them. But is it a distance issue?
It very well could be.
But why couldn't you sit in the middle of the straightaway and you would have both? You know, you could run it down the straight. This is me. This is the rant. You went into your rant the other night. This is my rant right here.
Have a floor.
It takes me back to the Elliott Sadler wreck at Pocono. You're telling me there's absolutely no footage of that accident anywhere.
Right.
You know, we're in the YouTube age, bro. We're in the camera age. Everybody is always recording something. You can't tell me one of those people in a camper right there weren't just happened to be shooting a freaking video and get video of it, and it's just not posted somewhere. It's out there, 100%.
Oh, easily. It's there somewhere.
I know there's footage of stuff that, like my accident when I got hit by the car, there was footage of that was asked to be removed. I didn't see it.
I think it kind of leads us into our next kind of topic on this. And how would you like to see the rules on the last lap change? It was a solo car spin. It's at a big racetrack. The chance of Connor being hurt in that were, to me, very high looking at it. So I understand why the caution was thrown. However, we've seen in races past that there could be 10 cars wrecked and they don't throw the caution. So especially at tracks that big where safety crews can get there and cars can get slowed down quick enough. Would you like to see the rules on the white flag change? And the one that I've proposed is that you got to set like some different markers or lines around the racetrack. If a wreck happens here, you're racing to this line. If a wreck happens, up here, you're racing to that line. You have to almost set it before the start finish line to a point in which you can say, you guys can race it out, but you're only racing to this point. The first person to this line is the winner on the last lap. I'm saying this for the last lap.
So I'll add to your point here. Okay. So now that was a single car accident. Nobody else was in that accident. No other car spun. Nothing.
No, the only car that could have came close, I think, was, they said, Brandon Jones, who was a full straightaway behind it.
But here's the thing. You can roll a safety truck at that point.
100%. He was right there at the entrance.
Right. They're right there. You could see him on the video. You can roll a safety truck at that point. That ends that conversation right there. And they race back. Now, granted, if it's a 20-car accident, sure, throw a yellow. But here's my take on it as a fan. No race should ever end under caution. I don't care if they're halfway down the backstretch on the last lap and you have to throw a yellow, it's a yellow. Line them back up and go again.
You're going to be wadding up a lot of shit at a super speedway with that.
But it would end that undecisiveness because, if you can't make a call like that, you would never have to. The call's at the line.
Now, Britton brings up something here. Should have raced back to the finish line. It happened on turn 3. At Daytona, was that a caution? And my theory behind it is, with the start-finish line being towards turn 1, you'll hear about that 30 times today on the broadcast. With it down there, did they want to just avoid any chance of someone coming through there wrecking this, that, or the other after they cross the finish line? Or at Daytona, would they not have done it because it's right there in the tri-oval? It's pretty much that next spot they're going to get to anyway. they can get slowed up a lot quicker in that situation. That's just what I'm curious about. If that's actually a caution at Daytona as opposed to here at Talladega. Is that a caution in Atlanta as opposed to here?
Atlanta, I think so, because it's much narrower. I think it would have been a much bigger wreck.
Yeah, you probably would have had more cars in that one. But I don't know, man. I don't think they need to bring back the you race back to the line rule, like the start finish line, especially considering the massive crashes we have sometimes,
So,
most
like-
times on the last lap.
Like
But
your
this-
point, are you talking about like the overtime line like we used to have? Basically,
a little bit of an adjustment of that, I would say. Not necessarily an overtime line, because the overtime line was only there to say it's an official race when they cross this point. You know, whatever flag comes out after this, it's over. I wish there was, if they go back to scoring loops and they always go back to the point of caution, like if this person was ahead, the race is over. I just think there should be a next line you're racing towards, whether it be, 100 feet away, 200 feet away. That's how you do it. Maybe you do it at the entries of each turn. Turn 1 has a line, turn 2 has a line, 3 and 4 have a line. And this is the next point you're racing to. This is where the race is essentially won.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I guess in total you'd have probably 6 lines if you include the start-finish line. You have one at each entry to each turn. You have one in the middle of the backstretch, and then you have one that's the start-finish line.
Have one each half mile.
Yeah, essentially. And
2.5
that's what you're
mile
racing
track,
to.
have one each half mile, and there's your point.
Yep, that's your reference point. Real talk, why aren't there lights at Dega? Cooper asking the real questions here. That's a lot of lights now that I'm thinking about it. That's a lot of lighting.
I mean, for Daytona, they had to do it at some point.
Yeah, but Dega's a little bit bigger.
It is, but
A little bit wider. It's going to take more lights.
day and age of lights now.
Throw some LEDs up there.
Oh, dude, you saw the Freedom Factory that night we were there.
Dude, that place was lit up. I've never seen it so bright.
You can see that place from freaking space.
Oh, man. But that's my piece on the whole finish of races, especially at super speedways. I think it should be a thing. Shorter tracks, it'd be a little bit tougher. You got to throw that yellow. It's got to stop right there. If that happened at Bristol, you're throwing that caution. If that happened at Dover, you're throwing that caution. It's dependent on what track you're at. Nothing else, Phil?
I'm just thinking. I mean, I'm with you 100%. I mean, I said my piece. It's like, it's a tough take to try to make that decision as an official. I would hate to be the guy that has to sit there and look at that film and determine who the guy that wins is. But is it any different than doing it at the start finish line?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
You have the line to depend on, but also there's more cameras at the start finish line.
Are we? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at comments here. They don't want to shine lights on Talladega Boulevard. That's for sure. I'm excited to end this race today so we can go to the greatest track next week. We're at Texas next week, right? No Limits, Texas.
Dear.
Road courses and more dirt, please. That's a pal of both of us there, Phil.
Oh, Race Ganster.
Race also wants them to do a Formula Drift track as well at some point during the season.
Put a shifter or a handbrake in there, dude, would be all set. Those cars probably would make real good drift cars. Throw a little weight on the right rear. That's probably about all they're good for right now.
That's about all that skid plate underneath's good for.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh, I guess that's a topic we can discuss now that we're transitioning into the Cup side of things. They're talking about adding a flap to the A pillar or A post come Daytona to try to keep the cars on the ground. To which I say again, the same thing I rambled on about on Thursday. If you get rid of the fucking underplate.
Here's the question I have, though. They're talking about it being a piece of fabric. The hell is fabric going to do at 200 mile an hour, dude?
I don't know, dude. It's like putting the hand up in the window.
Then again, yeah, I was going to say, then again, Joey Logano with the old web glove, dude. Let me tell you.
Texas is the best track. Pump the brakes, Haas. Ray's somebody who does not know much about, he knows a little bit about stock cars and stuff like that, but he's definitely not well versed. Saying something like that, I appreciate that comment right there. Fabric at 200 miles an hour, literally a fart in the wind. Yeah, I don't understand what their idea is for that.
It's the crazy thing is you put your hand up like this to block that little bit of area, but the window net right behind it is full of freaking holes. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get an idea for what this would look like. So the statement that was released is a new flap added to the A post on the next gen car may debut beginning with the August race at Daytona. The flap is expected to increase the chances of a car staying on the ground in a 90-degree spin by 40 to 50%. And I sit here and look at this and think, we can add all the things we want to it, but then we are decreasing the effectiveness of other things when they spin different ways. Safety, bet the fabric has advertising on it. That would be hilarious. That's what they need to do on the roof flaps, man. We need to start throwing sponsors on the flaps.
You say like, help me.
Help. I don't know, man.
There was
a
picture that I saw of it, and I was trying to figure out where I saw it at, but there was like a diagram of what they were doing.
I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Flipping is an unfortunate consequence of going fast. You can't just defy physics like that. It's just not possible. The only way you'd keep these cars on the ground is if you slow them down to like 120 miles an hour. He'll never have to worry about it.
Trying to find a fun fact with Phil for today.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just going to continue to talk a little bit more about the Cup race today and sound like a broke record. When you see 4 wide racing today and you're 100 laps into it and you're coming up to a pit cycle, just know that is not because people are actually trying to get to the front of the field and trying to get themselves in a better position. It is strictly for fuel saving. I will not sit here and be convinced otherwise that is anything more than that. It's not the result of any great racing going on. It is strictly just a result of the fuel saving that goes on at these tracks. And I have thought about it long and hard, and I think the way you get rid of the fuel saving issues is if you just eliminate the stage caution.
Stages suck.
Phil hates stages. I think we all kind of hate stages.
Dude, you could still give points for being somewhere at that point, but what do we need a yellow for?
I go back to the Carl Edwards quote that when the green flag comes out, the next flag you should expect come out should be the white flag, the checkered flag, or because there's a safety issue on the track.
I like Race's comment over there about chilies. That's all we're going to see today. Ride the Dente.
Ride the Denty.
Ride the Dente.
Ride the Denty.
Hmm.
Thank you, fuck stages. Celebrating a stage when it's like celebrating being the bronze medalist. Okay. All right. Half throttle and fuel savings.
You need to start pre-reading before you.
Yeah, I do need to start pre-reading things before I start reading. You know what I do read through before I say them? Let's go to our fantasy standings. In first, Vince, Kyle Larson's iRacing account. Second, Ryan Schreck. Third, Manda Love. Fourth, Blue Weston. Fifth is me, NASCAR's Consistency. Sixth is King J Hip Racing. Seventh is Dale's Mustache. Eighth is Ruggs Motorsports. Ninth is Door Bumper Not Clear. 10th is Phil, Mr. Excitement. You and Brandon just stay right next to each other all the time.
All the time.
We have a tie for 11th between Jackhammer JT and Cole the Bull 24. 13th is Junior's Wild Bandits. 14th is Casual Chaos. 15th is Priscilla. 16th is Victor. 17th is Tate. And 18th is Josh's Berries. Phil, did you do your fantasy lineup yet?
I did. I said it while I was gone. Let me see here. Where are we? Fantasy play now. All right. I'm going to put one out there for this one in this week. I'm going to take one for the team, and old flipper Ryan Priest. I'm going to take him. Maybe he'll keep it on the ground this week.
Who else you got?
I got Zane Smith, Chris Busher, Carson Hocevar, Ty Dillon, and Josh Berry in the old garage.
Okay.
And then on the picks, I went with Bowman, Chastain, Bush, and Noah Gregson.
So I'm riding the Ryan Priest wave with you. I took Ryan Priest, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, Bubba Wallace, and Kyle Busch in my garage. My picks were Cindric over Bowman, Chastain over Larson, Logano over Busch, and Gregson over Dillon.
I like that.
You won picks for Bristol with Kyle Larson winning the race. So Phil, go first. Who are you taking this week?
Ooh.
You can pretty much take anybody.
Give me Hocevar.
Taking Hocevar in your sleeper?
Or my sleeper. Yeah, give me Hocevar.
You can't do both.
Let me do him for my sleeper. And give me William Byron today.
I would give you William Byron if you didn't use him for Darlington.
Brad Keselowski today.
Brad Keselowski. I think my main today is going to be
William Byron.
Ryan Blaney. And my sleeper is also going to be Hocevar. I've got some money riding on Hocevar today, so I'd find it hard to not put him in as my sleeper.
Ride the Dente at Dega.
Or ride the Dente at Dega.
If I saw correctly, they auctioned off the RVs last night.
Jason, we are from Southwest Florida, man. Appreciate you coming by and checking out the show.
Yeah, appreciate having you. Tell all your friends. We're just a couple guys who like to talk smack about racing.
This pretty much started from just Discord racing shit talk and just found its way onto a podcast. But yeah, man, we just like racing.
Yeah. 7:30 p.m. last night on Talladega Boulevard, they sold their RVs. It says 7:30 on the boulevard. We're going to attempt to sell our RVs. Bring cash.
I want to know if they profited off of them.
I swear I saw a live video of them doing it.
Race has money on Ross being top then. Either top then or top 10. I would assume top 10.
He's got a good shot, but they've been struggling lately. That's the only.
But see, this tracks the crapshoot, man. Anybody can, as long as you find your way to the end of this thing, you got a shot.
They just don't have that luck over there at Trackhouse right now.
He's also back in the jockey car this week.
Ugly as hell.
Why does everybody hate that car? I don't hate that one. There's a lot
stripes.
going on, but it's
The stripes throw me off.
it's not a bad looking car, man.
It's okay. It's okay.
Reminds me of the old was it Ken Schrader? Drove that American flag car after 9/11.
Chicken jockey.
Oh, we got some short track racing stuff to talk about. A former guest on this show, Dodge Carlbert, got into some issues yesterday. He won the sportsman race at Auburndale Speedway.
The win.
But got booed in his post-race interview. And I don't have Racing America, so I can't pull up what happened. But I was texting with him this morning about it. But
favorite NASCAR of all time for me would be Rusty Wallace's Miller Genuine Draft Car.
The Budweiser 8, man. Bud 8 was perfect. Actually, I take that back. The Harvick 29 good wrench that he ran from like 2003 to 2005, 2006 was
the one with the spikes.
Yep, the shark fin look. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
See, I like the one before that too, though.
The 2002, where it was like the
black came down the side and the front end was silver. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I mean the rusty Coors cars always look good.
You mean Miller cars?
Oh, the Sterling. Sorry, Sterling Coors cars. Those are always fun.
So, fun fact with Phil for today.
Davey Allison's 91-93 Texaco Havlin scheme is the GOAT.
I'll give that one. That was a good one.
That one I'll hand out the chrome numbers. Perfect.
So, did you know, speaking of Allison, at the Talladega Museum, they have Bobby Allison's Piper Jet plane that he flew. He was like one of the first people to have their own personal plane, and it's at that museum.
I did see that this week, actually, on the Dirty Mo videos.
As well as Dale's RV.
Dale's RV and the famous baseball car from the 2001 Pepsi 400 is in there. Yep. It was rebodied naturally because they continued to race that one after that race. So it's got the regular Budweiser 8 look on it, the way it came off the track when he won his third straight Talladega race. So that was all pretty cool. What else you got, man? I love Talladega. I love super speedway racing. I just not looking forward to it today.
I don't know. Like you and I talked about it earlier this week. We'll probably sit here and BS on Discord and watch it because, like you said, it's going to be just sit in the line and save fuel. It's not fun to me.
Hocevar did say this week that he is not fuel saving whatsoever, and he is just going to try to get to the front as quickly as he can.
Love it.
That same here, man. Love that.
You know, I gave him a lot of shit. For a long time, but in all actuality, I really think that he's one of the next best things for the sport because he's himself. He's a normal dude. He doesn't he doesn't go out and try to be something different. This week he's out with Cletus and them doing the RV stuff and riding the Dente at the track.
Dente.
Did you see that? The ride the Dente, they had a freaking big old
I saw that.
margarita shaker rider. Dude, that was Kyle Larson. Jason's picking Larson and Chastain is a sleeper.
I just don't trust Larson at a plate track or a super speedway. The history just is not there.
As I can throw him. He's a little fucker.
The history is not there. 20 Darlington throwback, Harvick, best ever. Speaking Discord, we'll probably hear all the scanner chatter if NASCAR's site can't let me hear Bubba and Freddie. He is due. He did not. Was it the playoff race at Talladega last year where he looked pretty good?
Yeah.
Or he was there at the end, almost had a shot at the win.
He's another one that gets caught up in everybody else's shit, though. I mean, think about when he was riding the high line and that, what was that, where Priest came across and he T-boned him?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he could sit in the back and try to miss everything and still get caught up in something.
Yeah, Larson finished 4th at the playoff race last year. Do you know who won that playoff race last year? Do you remember? It was 3 wide at the line.
I don't remember.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
He's starting in the trunk today.
I know what you wanted to say there. I hate that I know that you wanted to say there.
In the trunk.
So I will say Larson has been getting better at these plate tracks. What happened to him in the 500? Did he wreck in the 500?
I believe so.
Why do I feel like he was out early? He finished 18th in the 500. He wrecked. Oh, no, that was in the duels. He wrecked in the duels. I don't know. I can't see what happened to him. I don't remember if he got into a wreck or not in the 500. But Dega.
He finished 20th.
Steakhouse Jr. If that wasn't a typo, that's a phenomenal name. Steakhouse Jr. You know who I threw a little bit of money on today? Eric Jones. That Jones boy.
Yeah, I see it.
He just can't get involved in some bullshit, and he's got a chance. It goes for anybody in the field today. All right, Phil.
I'm trying to see. Yes, Larson was in the wreck with Priest in the 500.
Oh, okay. All right.
So when
everybody else, when
he was the car that actually got into Priest, that sandwiched Priest when he went airborne.
Okay.
Well, everybody, I was quiet for a minute. I was doing some research.
You're good. Everybody enjoy Talladega today. We'll be back next week. Are we recording it next week, Phil, or are you home on Sunday?
Let me take a look. We may be recording. I'm unsure of my schedule. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Make sure you follow Clean Air Show on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over.
Tell your friends.
For Clean Air Show. Tell your friends. Subscribe on YouTube. Turn on notifications. Hit the thumbs up button. That improves our algorithm and chances to get reach to a bunch of other people who don't even know we exist yet. And it would be a great help to us if you can. Again, we're really close to 100 Twitter followers right now. We've already exceeded 100 on Facebook. YouTube numbers are kind of low, but that's all right.
We hit 100 followers. I got a pretty good giveaway.
Look at Phil giving out stuff for 100 followers on Twitter. Do you happen to want your free goodies from Homestead at some point? Because they're still sitting here on my desk. They were in the scanner bag.
What are they?
We got an air freshener, Liquid Death air freshener.
Oh,
We've got a Zen pop socket.
oh shit! I might want the Zen pop socket.
We've got Energy and Focus Zen tablets. We have a Zen sticker.
Oh,
And we have a Zen bottle opener, can opener keychain.
oh hell yeah! I'll get that from you. That's also pretty cool shit.
I got some cool shit in Homestead. I don't even remember.
A great time.
It was a great time. Hell, we need to do that again. Enjoy the race. I'm hyped, y'all. I'm hyped. I think we should end it how we always do and let Victor take it away, who also was in Homestead with us. Take it away, Victor. If we're out of here, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.